So I've got to drill an 1.25 inch hole in this 1/2 inch plate so I can mount this plate to this hitch. How exactly am I going to drill an 1.25 inch hole? Let's see. Well, how about that? There's a drill press there. Well, let's start with something simple like putting the correct bit in. And to remove that, we use one of these wedges. I can't remember precisely what these are called, but anyway, for popping bits out. Okay, we gotta raise this up so I can get to that opening. All right, let's get this powered up. In my particular wiring, I've got to come over here, switch my 240 volt over to this outlet, so that activates my 3-phase converter. So single phase to 3-phase, and then we have to turn on my little power inverter that powers the starter, and then we've got a 5 horsepower motor. Okay, a few controls to be aware of here. We've got this lever that locks this in place so that this can't rotate in and out. We've got this guy currently not locked. That, when engaged, will lock this from moving up and down. We've got this lever controls this gearbox and this screw for raising this whole thing up and down. So if we want to raise it, we're going to push this forward, turn it on, and if we want to lower it, that's neutral. Okay, right now it's stuck between teeth, so put it in neutral, run it for a second, then you can pull it back into reverse, I guess. Now we can lower it. And then once you've got it locked where you want, put it in neutral, pull this up to set your lock, and now you're ready to drill. Drop this. Into pilot holes drilled. Just going to put down a block of wood here so that that drill bit's not going to contact the base. Need to fasten our workpiece. Got this nice Tico hold down set. And you can't quite see it, but this lever over here is forward and reverse. So we're starting in somewhere near neutral. As you can see, I lost a clamp. That was cutting really well. Maybe we should try it progressively to a smaller bit, then come back to this one. I think I'm just ruining bits here. Obviously, I have a lot to learn. But yeah, it's just damaging the bit out here near the end. I wonder if that outside part's become work hardened, maybe. Not quite sure on what to do from here. Went over to the vise and just used the plasma cutter to finish that hole, but obviously freehand, it's not exactly circular, and it's also not quite large enough. So threw the 1¼ bit in. I figure it's already ruined. You can't really ruin it anymore. But the outside edges are not what is damaged, so I'm thinking maybe we'll be able to finish this hole with the bit. I don't know. Let's find out. Well, how about that? Able to finish the job, even though I did ruin essentially 2 bits, and still have a lot of ignorance to address. But project complete, and the important thing is the drill press works. Well, here we are, a couple weeks later, a little less upset at myself. Let's see what happened here. So here's the carnage. Fairly certain this is damaged beyond the point of being able to repair it, which is a bummer. This one, I think, is probably, well, maybe repairable, but definitely destroyed a couple $100 bit there. So what happened? Well, as far as I can tell, I've been doing some reading, and I think this got work hardened because I was going at way too high of RPM for the bit size, and probably not enough feed pressure as well. So let's take a look at the drill press. Okay, so I'm not overly comfortable with this thing, as you could tell from me using it. So when I got this, it was set to a specific spindle speed, and I didn't change it. But the problem with that is that it was set to 1370 RPM, which is way too fast for an 1¼ bit. Where we should be, according to the chart I was looking at, was 428 RPM. So we need to adjust this down. Okay, the bit that I have inserted is a 1 3/16, so ideally that's between 428 RPM and 475 RPM. So let's shoot for 474. We need our lower right in the down position. This guy. Okay. We need our center right in the up position, and it is already in that position. And then we need our upper right in the down position, and it is already in that position. This should be moving significantly slower now. So let's mount that steel up here and see if we can cut through it and not ruin another bit. Already got a pilot hole. I'm sure to many of you who would watch this type of content, the mistakes that I'm making are extremely amateurish. I fully own that, and learning can be expensive, and I'm okay with that too. I mean, I'd rather not be making mistakes, but here we are. All right, I'm gonna put my ears on and let's see what happens. Well, that seemed to work really well. Got some nice large chips. Yeah, nice clean cut. And critically, nice sharp bit still. All right, so how about that? Proper RPM, proper pressure, good lubrication, and you don't ruin things. I think that's the lesson for today. All right, folks, well, I hope to break this thing out more often. It's a pretty cool old machine, runs really well, and takes up a lot of space, so I need to use it more often. Well, thanks for joining me in the shop today. Until next time, farewell.